Chapter 5: Wokeism Itself. The second reason to know the core philosophical errors in such teachings as Enlightenment rationalism and Marxist materialism is to be able to analyze and anticipate the movements of adversaries in advance, and not constantly get caught flat-footed. It is especially urgent to do this preemptive work in the case of wokeism. For example, one would think it would be obvious to any sane person that cutting off a teenage girl's breasts will not make her problems go away and will not give her a happy life ahead. Yet somehow, there are many people who now believe that. How on earth did this happen? From what way of viewing the world does it become possible to draw the conclusion that you can help a troubled teenage girl by cutting off her breasts? Or another example. One would presume that it would be obvious to any sane person that importing 21 million people, including hardened criminals, gang members, and terrorists into your country having no idea who they are or where they are would be harmful to the host country. Yet somehow now, there are many people who believe it is good and reasonable to do so. Again, starting with what view of the world makes it possible to arrive at such a conclusion. Fuming while Alejandro Mayorkas lies and outwits Congress people trying to corner him is not solving the problem. Solving these sorts of problems lies in having a clear and incisive grasp of what basis of thought allows people to hold such untenable views. What view of reality lies beneath promoting transgenderism? What view of the world lies beneath fighting to allow millions of criminals into one's country? We need the ability to point out the key errors in these views of the world, and finally, to be able to present a view of the world that is true, compelling, and attractive. For those who are active to protect freedom and rebuild civil, respectful, constructive countries and societies, it is vital to know these things and to have a clearer, better, more persuasive proposal for how to understand life and the world. We now see two modern movements that began as philosophies, became applied as ideologies, and eventually gained established political control that resulted in death and misery. These are Enlightenment rationalism and Marxist materialism. Rationalism led to the French Revolution, which then led to the Committee of Public Safety and its reign of barbaric carnage. Marxism led to the Bolshevik Revolution, which led to the NKVD, People's Commissariat for Internal Affairs, the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, the Cultural Revolution, and eventually to a century of mass genocide, killing near or over 100 million human beings in a short 70-year period of history. Leaders should know how it is that university professors all over the world can continue to indoctrinate students to believe Marxism is good. What makes something like this possible? Defenders of faith and freedom battle valiantly every day to defend free nations and societies. Billions are poured into winning this battle and turning back social and human decline. But the core animating views of the enemies of God-given human freedom are not properly analyzed and identified. Wokeism is built on a worldview far more perilous than Marxism. But so far, the extent of danger posed by this philosophy has not been made clear. Many great defenders of faith and freedom continue to attribute the internal corruption of American institutions to communism and Marxism, without knowing that the Academy and embedded proponents of woke-fueled destruction openly denounce Marxism as a philosophy, because it affirms a utopian meta-narrative in violation of the woke ontology of eternal oppression and resistance. Wokeism, or woke ideology, controls education throughout America and the free world, K through postgraduate, and controls every institution from media, corporate existence, government, medical and science, the nonprofit sector, technology and communications, sports and entertainment, and more. In America and the free world, wokeism is more than merely anti-American, as are the former Soviet Union and the current CCP. Wokeism is an elemental worldview that makes permanent and omnipresent revenge, division, and the abolition of truth, standards, norms, and a preference for harmony and a peaceful life. Politically aware people tend to be more familiar with little parts of the woke omniverse, such things as DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, and now they've added belonging, SEL, social emotional learning, ESG, environment social governance, CRT, critical race theory, queer theory, and intersectionality. Lesser-known subdivisions of wokeism include abolitionism, that underlies the defund the police movement, along with critical criminology, logic of elimination, and indigenous dispossession. These are only a small few of the full range of discrete academic theories that guide the mentality of woke militants pursuing elite theory, social control mechanisms, and authoritarian liberalism. Once a passionate defender of freedom and God-given human rights starts to become familiar with the unyielding force of woke ideology, that person becomes quickly aware that we are in a battle of doomsday proportions. Enlightenment thought replaces God. Marxist thought denies God. Woke thought removes meaning from language. Enlightenment thought raised humans above God. Marxist thought made matter above humans. Woke thought removes human identity entirely. Enlightenment thought made reason higher than faith. Marxist thought made labor higher than reason. Woke thought removes reason and meaning, leaving only the personal experience of victimhood and unending cancellation, annihilation, of the oppressor. Its innate character to destroy is philosophically total. These virulent forms of human destruction listed above must ultimately be battled toe-to-toe. But a major key to victory lies first in grasping the most essential core of woke ideology. What are the axioms? What are its starting bases of all thoughts that are found in common in every one of these complex labyrinthine systems listed above? Woke education allows frontline fighters to understand and cut off this terminal illness of wokeism at its root. Many approach weak education seminars with a bit of impatience at first. Why are you speaking of Rousseau? Why do I need to know of the labor theory of value? Who has time to hear of Foucault's subject and subjectification when there are violent criminals killing and raping innocent young citizens? But after a brief day of work together, a rapidly growing cadre of writers, professionals, and activists are discovering that this little bit of historical and philosophical knowledge opens the way to create a safe and enduring future for free and open societies. People studying weak education at live seminars and online become encouraged as they discover in popular language lectures a clear and open path to victory. This ends Chapter 5.